think that's okay?
Yeah.
Like who you are, what your business, and whatever else you think.
So, okay, I can do that.
Okay, it should be rolling.
Hi, I'm Moz, and I make costumes to heal my inner child under my business name, Plaid Paws by Moz.
That should work. Good. Alright.
You sure? I can scoot down.
No, the camera low.
Oh.
I need at least 1 minute 30 for
Yeah.
the
Do you
whole...
want to put it, put the questions right there so we can both see it? Yeah.
You want to start out with the first one? How did you get into this business?
What got me into the business?
Yep.
So suit making just as a whole. I started out with quilting. And I eventually ended up finding other costumes online, and I was like, oh, I really want one. I was 15 at the time, didn't have a job, so I decided that, hey, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to reverse engineer one from the ground up. And so I did. I hated it. So I redid it a bunch of times, and then I came up with one that I was really happy with. And other people saw it, and were like, oh, I really want one. I was like, okay. I don't know what to do with myself now. Hi.
Hi. Is that it?
Yeah.
Alright. That's perfect. Let's focus on her face, please. Alright. How long have you been doing this?
So, like I said, I started making things making costumes like this when I was 15. Now I'm almost 24, gonna be 24 within, a month? And come December, we'll be doing this for about 9 years. So, we actually have a show coming up on our anniversary, so it'll be really fun.
Yeah, and then explain the care and effort that goes into making fursuit.
So, with making each character, and they're not just designs, they're characters, and you take meeting my clients on a one-to-one, going, hey, I really would like to make your character. How best can I go about it? And talking one-on-one with the client and getting exactly what they want. Or at least as pretty close as we can. A lot of it comes down to the artistic process and knowing exactly how each fabric's going to behave, or testing things as you go, because a lot of it is flying by the seat of your pants and experimenting, because there are some times where you just don't know what you're doing, at least specifically when it comes to like different markings and different characters. There's always something to experiment with, and taking the time to experiment and explain it to your clients so then they know that you're actually trying really helps. But also taking that time and learning as you go, so then you can make your client the happiest they could ever be with what is essentially the skin of their character. And then when they finally get it, there's that moment of, holy cow, I finally have my baby. I can become my character. It's like putting on a different persona almost. And when you get it perfect on the first go. It always feels so good. But when you don't, you have to go and you try 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 so hard that some days you're done for the day and you're like, I still have to try, but I don't have the energy anymore. There are those days, and then the next morning you'll wake up and be like, oh my gosh, I got it. I know exactly what to do now. Taking the time to actually learn these things as you go and making each character unique to each client helps. And then, of course, there's always the artistic details. Am I rambling? The artistic details and the artistic passion and knowing not only just yourself, but where you sit as an artist and you put your pride aside and you're like, okay, I need to listen to what my client is saying, or I need to listen to what my artistic license is saying, or, my instinct, if you will, as an artist is saying, and kind of look at each individual piece, not just as the character as a whole, but each individual piece as its own thing. Because if you can look at it as a whole, but if you really sit and you nitpick each piece and make it as good as you can, and then you bring it all together in one package as a character, or, as a client, you ordered this unfinished, but here's everything else you need to finish and get to that finish line. Taking the time to actually do that for each client and make it a very individualized experience, regardless of how many I make at a time, is like, I'm stuck.
If that's all you need, that should be good enough.
Okay,